We want every customer to be comfortable.
We want to be transparent.
So you have all the information to make the best decision.
These flags mean that everyone that walks through these doors is family.
The Courtesy experience is getting the things you need from people you know.
Come see us today at Courtesy Buick GMC on Johnson Street.
So what are you smoking, man? What do you got in front of you? I'm going to let Pops ask you that. What do you got?
Bocock Brothers. Mild Honduras wrapper. When I first lit it, tasted got a little fruit on the foot of it. Not too aggressive, not too aggressive. This is actually my first time smoking this today, and it's great. There's that leather that you were talking about.
It lights up your palate.
Yeah. Definitely a good cigar.
From our humble beginnings in 1898, right here in England, Arkansas, hometown values were important 100 plus years ago. And although the building is a bit different, and there's a few more people in it, those same values drive us each and every day. Welcome home.
You know, one of our, long-standing traditions here is that nobody sleeps hot. We're authorized dealers for Carrier and American Standard. We have more than one major line of equipment because we want our clients to have an option as far as what they put in. NOLAAC.com is our webpage. We have a lot of information about our company, about the employees of the company, and the services that we provide.
It's a Cajun tradition to drink into the wee hours of the night. And here at LSU, they do that in a party oasis known as Tigerland. With that being said, there's one that towers above the rest.
It's called Fred's, and it has a captivating tagline. Fred's, we do the fucking.
On Top Sports, everything's better on top.
Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's Matt with One Team, One Podcast, recording live today. I'm outside. I'm in the process of moving, so it looks a little weird if you're watching on YouTube or watching live. Let me know if you can hear in the chat as well. If you hear, I had to do a little rigging today. So, got a lot to talk about today. It is March Madness Thursday. And huge upset just happened. Huge upset. Princeton knocks off Arizona. I had them in my Final Four. We'll talk about that. Talk about LSU not being in this tournament. Not a surprise, but men's basketball nowhere to be found in the tournament. I want to talk about Matt McMahon. Maybe go a little overview of the season here. Will Wade coming back. Talk about that. How it impacts us. LSU Baseball starting they start the season this Friday night. So I want to talk about that with A&M series. And maybe some Saints talk. We'll see if we get to that or not. But huge one of my favorite days of the year, which is March Madness Thursday, when you go to work and you can set up your screens and watch games while you're working, quote unquote. Had a good day with that today. We watched the Furman upset. I think I'm already maybe 1-3 on the day. I think I'm 1-3 after this one. I had Arizona in my Final Four. No shame in this. Whatever. Like, you don't have a fucking perfect bracket. I don't have a perfect bracket. None of us have perfect brackets. But I did have Arizona in my Final Four. I think I ran through all my picks yesterday and posted it today. I had Arizona, Duke, Texas, and Gonzaga. And I had Gonzaga winning it all over Arizona. I had Arizona in the national championship game. So, yeah, that's busted. Bracket busted on a Thursday. So interesting day. It is sad a little bit for me. We have been on the cusp of That was what 4 out of the last 5 years we were either going to be in the tournament if you take out COVID, or we were in the tournament. Of course, that streak ended this year with our basketball season kind of going down the drain. And kind of my thoughts on Matt McMahon right now, because it kind of came back up again because of Will Wade. Will Wade coming back to McNeese, which I was surprised he actually took that job. I know he needed a job and he needed the money, as what I had heard too. Like bills were adding up. He's out of work, and I'm sure he got a good deal with McNeese. Like McNeese is not. They're not messing around with this. They're spending some money. They spent money on a new arena and all that. But I was surprised he took that job. Just because of the size of the program. I felt like he could have. I mean, I think he was actually being talked to with the Ole Miss job. So I was surprised by that. But I know a lot of people started talking. I heard Jordy's, Jordy's podcast and what he actually put out on Twitter were two different things. They had the quote. I mean, they had the actual clip of his show where he talked about Will Wade coming back and how maybe not recruiting the same guys, but basically he has a lot of relationships. But his the post that whoever made that post on Twitter actually said, how this makes Matt McMahon's job that much tougher. And what I wanted to say, and I said it on Twitter, was, Brett, we're not going after the same guys as McNeese. If it's LSU and McNeese and they both want an in-state guy, we can outbid McNeese. This is NIL, bro. Like, we have the money now. I understand we suck. And I understand that Will Wade's a better recruiter than Matt McMahon, and I don't know who's going to doubt me on that one. But I'm just looking at bodies of work at this point. I think Will Wade is a dynamic recruiter, but at the same time, I know also how Will Wade got his guys. I mean, he paid them, like straight up, paid them. Relationships help, I'm sure, but money helps as well. And I know LSU is still LSU, and we still have money, and we still have big money backing LSU basketball. And if there was the right guy, they could go get him. All I really was meaning to say about that. When you look at the LSU roster right now, I feel like you need a complete overhaul. I could see. I think I tweeted this to somebody the other day. 4 to 5 guys. I could see 4 to 5 guys that you could still build around on this LSU roster right now. But man, you need some transfers like crazy. You need senior transfers coming in, mid-major guys. I don't know if you're waiting on maybe the tournament to end, stuff like that. But you need, first of all, you need a point guard and you need shooters like crazy. And what was very, very, this whole Will Wade thing, and I'm going to get off of Will Wade in just a second, but when he came back, obviously the excuse LSU has had built in now for over a year is, well, it's going to be tough. We got the NCAA cloud hanging over us. Recruiting's tough. It's hard to get a guy and tell him, hey, come here, but we don't know what's going to happen with the NCAA. All that stuff has been the excuses that were built in. And a lot of people bought it. A lot of fans were buying that excuse. I didn't buy it. I never bought that excuse for a second. With the portal in here, NIL's legal, you can get a guy to come in here for a year. What does he care about this NCAA probe? He doesn't give a shit about none of that. Especially if you get a 1-year guy, like a transfer for 1 year. He's playing in the SEC. There's no probation. There's no, it's not like couldn't go to the tournament. None of that was happening. Those built-in excuses are over now. And when Will Wade got the job at McNeese, I think it was the next day, he got 2 transfers that used to be with Cincinnati. They had both transferred. One was at Utah, one was at Cal Santa Barbara. both of those guys transfer next day. I think he's got a third. I didn't get to see who it was, but I think there's 3. He's gotten 3 transfers in 3 days since taking the job. Also, McNeese suspends him for 5 games as a proactive approach, just in case the NCAA were to come snooping around again. But I think it's important to see that he didn't waste any time and he's able to get recruits. You think those recruits give a shit about the NCAA? No, they wanted to come play for Will Wade. Same with LSU. You think some of these guys really give a shit about the NCAA and some old IARP, I believe is what it is. No, they don't. They don't care about that. They care about playing in the SEC, high-level competition, and money. Can you provide it? LSU can. Now it's up to Matt McMahon to actually recruit. I had posted something today about a guy that I saw. It was a report that I think the kid was from Towson College or Towson University. I'm not sure if it's college or university, but senior transfer guard who was he averaged 17 points a game last year, 41% 3-point percentage. Kind of guy that you're going to really need. You're going to need to fill up a few of those guys. They're averaging 17 points at Towson. What are they going to do in the SEC? I don't know. But I need a guy who can shoot the ball. Problem is, you're up against North Carolina, Xavier. Who's Xavier's coach, by the way? Sean Miller. Sean Miller is Xavier's coach. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he likes to spend money. And Oregon. Guess what? North Carolina, it speaks for itself. Basketball hotbed. Oregon. I don't know if you know, but Oregon's what they call a Nike school, the ultimate Nike school. These programs have money, and they have guys who are willing to spend it. Well, that's who LSU and Matt McMahon is up against for a guy like this. This is just a general example. Is he a good enough recruiter to get a guy away from North Carolina, Oregon, and Xavier? Well, that was kind of the point of my post was, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm glad he's going after guys, but I don't really know. I think the jury's out on Matt McMahon and if he can actually recruit guys. That's also been a built-in excuse this whole year was he didn't have anybody. He's a great coach, but he doesn't have any players. And, you can't expect him to get those players right now. So I've said this before, and I'll say it one last fucking time, that he got guys last year. They were actually a pretty good recruiting class that he brought in last year. It was the number 11th ranked transfer class. It was the number 17th ranked high school recruiting class. He brought guys in. They just didn't do anything. They got their ass kicked. Is that product of coaching? Is it the guys? Call it whatever you want. It's not good enough. And I think what the Will Wade coming back to college is going to do more than anything is it's going to speed up Matt McMahon's clock. There's a lot of guys that like to talk on social media that say, well, I mean, you got an 8-year contract. That's the reason why you got the 8-year contract is because you're going to have to give the guy time. Well, if Will Wade comes in here, starts grabbing portal guys like crazy, gets that team possibly to the NCAA tournament next year, and Matt McMahon's still sitting there with 4 to 6 wins in the SEC, it's hot. Seat is hot. And y'all may not like that. Y'all may not agree with that. And if it's not hot, it should be hot because guys can win in the portal right now. So with the portal being the way it is, NIL being the way it is not. It doesn't take 3 years to build a program anymore. It just doesn't. Now, if you're trying to just do it like all through high school recruiting and stuff like that, yeah, it's going to take a long time. And LSU's fan base isn't going to put up with that. You could already see it by the end of this year. They weren't showing up to those games. You know, another thing that didn't help Matt McMahon right now is Kim Mulkey and women's basketball outdrawing men's basketball. That's embarrassing, bro. I mean, I think we have a fantastic team, but it's embarrassing for your men's basketball program to be losing money at the rate that they probably lost this year, and you can't have that in multiple years. You just Scott Woodward, I think, made a mistake, obviously, with Will Wade, but can't make another mistake by keeping a guy too long if he's not going to get the job done. But hopefully next year, gonna have to have some transfers pop for sure, no doubt. But with Will Wade, obviously, that was all gonna come back up again a little bit, and I think a lot of people are starting to get a little wise to this now. Like, these excuses are done. Excuses are over for Matt McMahon and LSU basketball. It's time to put up or shut up. Got to get guys. You got to start. You got to win. And I'm sorry that you inherited a bad deal. Obviously, everybody's leaving, and you got to re-recruit the entire roster. You got to get a whole new team back together. But it happens. What are you going to do in years 2, possibly year 3? That's the question now. It's got to get better from here. Another difference with Matt McMahon is he doesn't have the energy that Will Wade does. He doesn't command a room like Will Wade does. He doesn't have that fire. I've used this example a few times that I saw. I forget which game it was, but saw defensively, we just looked like we were tired and out of sync, and whoever that team was blowing by us, getting to the rim 3 times in a row. And I thought Will Wade would have called 3 timeouts in a row. Each time he would have called a timeout, chewed everybody out. You know, he connected with guys, but he was also fiery, and guys loved him. Guys freaking loved the guy, and it wasn't because of the money. They genuinely loved. I mean, you saw Tari Eason on Twitter posting about Will Wade. Now he loved the guy. I want to see more of that out of Matt McMahon. I want to see some fire coming out of Matt McMahon. I want to see some energy. Get people fired up. I made a kind of a joke about it, but I was like, man, you should schedule McNeese. Schedule McNeese. And somebody said 6th game of the season. Schedule McNeese on the 6th game of the season. Will Wade comes back to the PMAC. Blow McNeese out. Make a statement. Do something. Of course, first you got to get some guys. Got to get some guys in the portal. I don't know how many guys. I don't know how many guys are expected to come back for next year. Don't know that roster setup, but all I know is you got much better guard play if you want to compete and win in the SEC. I watched Missouri today. Missouri can shoot, play good defense. Got a good young coach. Those guys love the guy. They play with attitude. Texas A&M. Texas A&M should be your poster child for building a program. Buzz Williams. Name 3 guys on Texas A&M starting or team. You can't. I mean, none of those guys were highly recruited, but you know what they do? They play hard. And I actually feel like that's when the downfall happened for LSU basketball in their season was they beat Arkansas, probably got a big head, go to Kentucky, lose by, I think it was 3. They lost to Kentucky at Kentucky. It's understandable. Young team, trying to get it together. Kentucky's still trying to figure themselves out. You go to Texas A&M, and we were all thinking, okay, this could be a win. I remember that. Everybody was thinking that. We got our doors blown off. Texas A&M took it to us physically, out-coached us, out-hustled us, everything. And from then on, we were not the same basketball team. Not the same team at all. That's what I want to see out of LSU is some sort of like identity, maybe the next couple of years to kind of get back to this tournament. It's very sad. It's sad watching how exciting this tournament is, and you don't have a dog in the hunt. We just have our brackets to fill out, but got to get back to this. This is so much fun. Got to be a part of it. So, basketball talk to start the day. It's March Madness Thursday. Again, the best work day of the year. I can't think of. I was talking to somebody at work, and I was like, I can't think of a better work day than this. You get to watch basketball. It feels like a holiday. Everybody's going to lunch. Stuff like that. LSU baseball starts this Friday at Texas A&M. Looking forward to this. I've been kind of outspoken about LSU's schedule pre-conference, and I don't know why people would jump on that. Like, what do you have to? Who cares if other teams have played weak teams? All I'm saying is we have the best team that we've had in 30 years, 25 years. We have the best team we've ever had. Can we play some quality weekend series against somebody before the conference starts? Like, I understand you went to this tournament and you played Sam Houston, Iowa, Kansas State. I understand you played that series and you played Texas midweek. Get all that. Can we play one series, like maybe at Alex Box before the conference against? I mean, I saw, who was it the other day? Arkansas played La Tech. Like, why can't you do that? Why can't you do a 3-game series like that against somebody, like maybe even in state? Some of these teams are really good, or at least okay good. I want to see some quality pitching. These last couple of weekends are just a joke as far as the schedule goes. But anyway, it's over. We got through it. 16-1. Played Iowa. They had a guy throwing 101. Obviously, that was tough to hit. But I want to see some quality pitching. I want to see how we do. It's a stacked lineup. There's no doubt most talented team we've had and probably forever as far as balance, hitting and pitching. I honestly can't remember a pitching staff this deep ever. So looking forward to this weekend and some quality opponent finally to play. But it's a juggernaut. We have to play. Gauntlet. I shouldn't say juggernaut. We're a juggernaut. We're going into a gauntlet of 4 series in a row that we have that are all tough weekend series in a row. 4 of them. So want to see how we handle on the road at A&M. I like our chances in the Friday night, of course, with Skeens. Skeens just looks like a dog. It doesn't look like anything kind of faces him. Just kind of like just completely overpowering with people. Really looking forward to that. I want to see how Hurd does. Last time I think Hurd's stuff is just really good. I just don't think he's that overpowering guy. So I want to see how he does with a good lineup. And then Ty Floyd. I don't know. I would assume Ty Floyd's still going to be your Saturday. Maybe Hurd be your Sunday. I don't know if they're going to switch that up or not. But I want to see how Floyd does. Floyd, I said this maybe a month ago. The job Wes Johnson has done with the pitching staff is pretty incredible. When you look at a guy like Floyd, let's just take him for example, was maybe throwing 94, 95, and now he's 96, 97 and developed pitches. Like, we couldn't get the guy to throw a second pitch for the last 2 years, and all of a sudden he's got 3 pitches, throws with more velocity. He's got guys like that have been around the system that are throwing harder than they were before. Got a stacked bullpen. Who your closer is, maybe it's Little, or at least you got like a couple setup guys to kind of like get you through maybe a 7, 8, 9. Let's see some 9-inning games, huh? Like, are you done with the run rules? Maybe we can get some 9-inning games going on. So, very looking forward to a better weekend matchup. Finally for LSU baseball. I'm telling you, Butler, Central Connecticut State. I'm just not cutting it, bro. Just not cutting it. Samford, we can do better than that for a weekend series, right? You had other teams in the SEC playing, quality Power 5 matchups at least to get some, I guess some better looks and get you ready for SEC play. That's kind of all I wanted was just let's just see some better arms. Is that a bad thing? No, I don't think so. So again, looking forward to that. March Madness Thursday. Friday is another great day when it comes to March Madness, obviously. My bracket is completely gone. Completely. With Arizona. I had Arizona freaking national championship game. It's gone. It's over. I told somebody today that what I should do in the future is pick my bracket, all the games for the first day or first 2 days, and bet the other team. And I probably would make a lot of money. So anyway, short episode tonight. I appreciate everybody for listening. Wanted to touch into some Matt McMahon, Will Wade talk. Go back and listen if you didn't hear that. Also, LSU baseball talk. Really looking forward to this weekend series. In the process of moving a little bit, so I'm at a condo right now. Maybe in a house. We're trying to get a house, so we'll see if that goes through. But it's going to be my little setup for the time being. And appreciate all of our sponsors. We have River City's Total Maintenance. Lucas Acrusi does a great job. Go call him now. It is springtime right now. It is literally like 70 degrees, and it's perfect weather. But then it's going to get down to like the 30s and 40s this weekend. And then it'll probably go back up to the 80s. You need to call him, get your ACs figured out. He can help you over in the NOLA and North Shore area. Give Lucas a call. Also, Patrick Michelson over at Bank of England Mortgage. We appreciate Patrick for all they do. Official audio sponsor for all of our podcasts. So we appreciate BOE, southernstates.com. Call Patrick. He can do a refi, first mortgage, whatever you're looking for. Brandon Lejean over at Courtesy Buick GMC. He is on the Will Wade bandwagon right now. I'll tell you that. I don't think he ever got off, to be honest. But Will Wade's back. He has a Facebook account that he made for LSU fans. He's turned it into a McNeese fan page at this point. So go check out Brandon Lejean. Actually, follow him on Facebook too, on his page. He'll have deals all the time. So courtesyautomotive.com. Give him a call. He can look up any kind of vehicle you need. Also, Fred's in Tigerland since 1982. Best screwdrivers in town. I'm sure they're doing. Yeah, I know they are. They're doing some stuff for St. Patrick's Day. Go check out Fred's if you are in the area. Also, Bocock Brothers Cigars. Hashtag Becocky. Bryant Bocock is his birthday today. Shout out to Bryant. And may smoke one here in a second in the backyard. So appreciate those guys for all they do. Go to bocockbrothers.com. For all of our sponsors, for everybody listening, go check out our social media pages, also Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. On TikTok as well. So go check us out. And we appreciate everybody. It has been One Team, One Podcast.